Breaking news this hour at the state capitol. It was about 45 minutes ago. The Mississippi House of Representatives vote to suspend the rules paving the way for a vote on removing our state flag. Now, it's a multi-step process. It's one that our Quentin Smith has been following closely this week in Jackson. We've been waiting for him to get outside the Capitol. As you can imagine, several people out there on this particularly historic day. He joins us live now from the Capitol. Quentin, what's the next step now in the process?
Go, Quentin.
Yeah, Scott, the state of Mississippi is now one step closer towards removing its state flag. The House of Representatives needed 80 votes to suspend the rules. They received 85 today. And when that decision was announced, a loud cheer erupted both from lawmakers and spectators. Now, I do want to point out this is just the first step in this process. The resolution is now being sent over to the Senate for them to discuss and vote on it. I'm told they could make a decision today as well. Governor Tate Reeves did say that whatever legislation comes across his desk today, he will sign. But again, the House of Representatives passed a vote to suspend the rules that would allow state lawmakers to discuss whether or not to remove the state flag. That resolution has now been sent over to the Senate. Of course, we'll continue to stay on top of this story and bring you the latest details as they emerge. But for now, that's the very latest from here at the state capitol. Quentin Smith, WCBI News.
All right, Quentin. Yeah, we know you're following it closely. We thank you so much for that report again. 85 to 34. That was the vote in the House. It will now go to the Senate at this time. They were supposed to convene at 1:30, but I don't believe they have convened yet. My producer telling me that the Senate has not convened yet. So now the Senate will have to vote, and this vote will also have to be a 2/3 vote for this potential bill to remove the state flag. Now, I want to point out a couple things that were said this afternoon during the House of Representatives right before they voted. Speaker Pro Tem Jason White, Republican Jason White, saying that, we're not forgetting our founding fathers, that this is the right thing to do as far as moving forward, and that is removing the current state flag with that Confederate emblem. He also mentioned that this is not, that we're not forgetting our heritage, we're simply fulfilling it. Some strong remarks, again, coming from Speaker Pro Tem Jason White. Also, other representatives speaking, Chris Brown, he mentioned that he does not support the flag, but he thinks the voters, the people of Mississippi, should vote on changing the flag. And he was one of the representatives voting no to this resolution. Again, it did pass in the House 85 to 34. A few other people, other representatives in our area that voted no, including William Arnold, who represents Alcorn and Prentiss County. Randy Boyd, which we've spoken with him the last couple of days. He represents part of Itawamba and Lee. Jerry Turner, District 18, and Randy Williamson, excuse me, just a few of those that voted no. Again, this was an 85 to 34 vote passing the resolution, now paving way to potentially vote on a new flag. Again, it now goes into the Senate, where the Senate will vote. They will have to vote 2/3 majority for this to continue to go on. We also know that the House did adjourn until 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Now, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the history of our state flag. We've only had 2 official state flags. The Mississippi Department of Archives and History says what is known as the Magnolia flag was adopted in 1861 by the legislature after it seceded from the Union. Now, just before that time, the Bonnie Blue flag appeared in Mississippi and was the unofficial emblem. However, it was never formally adopted. The Magnolia flag does have the Bonnie Blue in the upper left corner. After the Civil War, the flag was repealed and taken down, and it was not until 1894 that the most recent flag was adopted by the legislature. That controversial flag has flown over the state ever since, and as it stands, still flying across the state. But, we're making history here in Mississippi, and that could change. We'll see where this goes in the Senate. That'll do for now. We will have more coverage coming up tonight on WCBI News at 6 o'clock with Stephanie Poole. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tonight.